Oh, 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 oh.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new day, it's a new
Well, here we are, just a couple weeks away from the start of the playoffs. You're watching the Lincoln Tech Fall Series, and tonight we are bringing you the Hidden Wit Brewery Company Xfinity Series. Tonight, just 2 races remain. We've come a long way, but so fast. Everything happened so quickly, and now we're here down to the end of this thing. And, well, not the end of the season, but end of the regular season, obviously. So getting ready for the playoffs. Let's take a look at your point standings as they run. Patrick Drabick able to get the win last week at Milwaukee. Jacob Ellingson locked in. Michael Costick, Chris Sawyer, Cody McElwain, and Andy Kurtz all locked into the playoffs. And now we have just a few races remaining, just 2. And you see Lance Rupka, Tyler Justice there on the cutoff line. So those guys looking to have a good night tonight. But where are we? Well, we are in Michigan, the Michigan International Speedway, a massive 2-mile oval. 3-4 lanes, Not that much banking, though. The banking a little bit lower, which you can't run full speed like you can Daytona, Talladega, or even Atlanta. And I have to let off, work that throttle. What I've heard, it's not my words, but others, slicker than owl poop. So take that for you will, as you will. But it's such a fun track, and you put the Xfinity cars with the higher horsepower of any of the stock cars, it definitely can put on a pretty good show. But it seems like tonight's going to be all about managing that throttle, taking care of the tires, keeping that thing going straight. Take a look at our schedule as we get this thing ready for roll qualifying, just starting to wind down. You can see there we are down to just the last two. Michigan tonight, Charlotte after that, and we'll set the round of 12. A couple races, Bristol Auto Club, very similar to Michigan. So if you are looking to have a playoff run tonight, you want to get that figured out, because Auto Club will be very similar. That'll be a cutoff for the round of 8 when we go to Indy, go to Gateway, and finish it up on the 17th of December in Nashville. Well, qualifying is over with, so let's jump into the grid here and see who's going to start on the front row and be your Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award winner. That goes to Lance Ripka with a 39.885, blazing fast lap time here. Stacey Holmes going to start in the second position. In third, going to be Patrick Dravick, last week's winner, Michael Kostick in fourth. In fifth, Daniel Cunningham with Michael McCarthy in that sixth position. In seventh, going to be Jacob Ellingson and Jeremiah Mullins in the eighth position. In ninth, Craig Von Traeger with Cliff Adams, round out your top 10. In 11th, it's going to be Travis Beaver with Tyler Justice in that 12th spot. 13th, Jeremiah Holt with Chance Taylor in 14th. 15th, Graham Connolly and Mickey Isaac. 17th, Johnny Cofield, Chris Sawyer, your Daytona winner, in 18th. In 19th is going to be Bobby Germain with Jimmy Cofield. Round out your top 20. And then the rest of your field, Charles Phelps, Timothy Jones, they are running race control tonight. And then you got Doug Ellington and Gary Wright rounding out your field. Well, everybody is gridding up at the moment, so we'll take a few minutes to talk about some things that are going on in Goat Locker. And I'll tell you what, some sim rigs are being given away. If you watch Goat Talk, you saw that in the last episode of Goat Talk. But let's go and take a look at the newest recipient of the sim rig, John Houchin.
Goat Locker Racing getting ready to head south to drop off another veteran sim rig. This one's going to John. He's about 50 minutes south of me, so we're loaded up, ready to go. Let's go get this thing delivered.
I tell you, folks, this is one of the best things about Goat Locker Racing and being a part of this organization is to be able to deliver one of these rigs. It's all loaded up here in the back. There's that PC from Alexander PCs. Cockpits in the bed of the truck from Next Level Racing. We got the wheel and pedals from Sim Motion. Man, this is going to be an awesome trip to meet John, get him this equipment, and then get him on track with us. So we'll see you here soon.
Just got home. Awesome trip down to Bloomington, Indiana to deliver that sim rig to John Houchin. But I can't say thanks enough to everybody that supports us. InVets, you are awesome. You're the reason we were able to identify John and get him that sim rig. Cruising Classics will be set up there this Friday. Nasties will be set up there Saturday. Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs is because of the grant money and your graciousness that we're able to do what we do now. And all the other supporters that we have from the Veterans for Life Foundation, Veterans for Life Racing, and Jam Printing and Promotions. It was just an awesome trip, and I'm so glad we get to do this. And we're going to do it again on Saturday in Ohio. So stay tuned, and thanks, everybody. What an awesome day.
How about that? John Houching, we're adding a new member of the Goat Locker family. And, man, cannot wait to see him on track. It's so cool what Goat Locker does. But let's talk about this race. Michigan's going to be slick. Take a look at the weather here real quick. 109 degrees on the track, Tim. That is hot and slick. These guys are going to be dealing with that all night long. Right? Really, it's just going to who can handle their car, keep the tires on it, and not spin out. I think we're going to see a lot of guys struggle with that here tonight. But Pace car is off into the Geico restart zone. Lance Ripka leads us down to the green flag. Green flag is out here at the Hidden Wit Brewery Xfinity Series. So far, so good. Side by side for the lead. Lance Ripka, Stacy Holmes. Stacy with a big run on the outside as they go down the back straightaway for this big, huge 2-mile D-shaped oval. Right now, Stacy trying to make that outside work, but Lance is trying to clear him. This is going to be really important to get your car out front and get that track position. It's really slick, but if you're out front, you've got the best downforce. And Stacy Holmes with the run down the front straightaway. Don't know if he's going to have Lance cleared just yet. Lance going to drive it down into the corner. This is when the car is the scariest as tires are cold. They haven't come up to temp just yet. It'll take about another half a lap before they'll get up to optimal temperature. So you don't want to make any wild moves, but you still need to fight for this position. And it looks like Stacy Holmes will take the top spot here early on lap 2 of 80 here at Michigan. This is going to be a long race. These laps take a long time, and 80 laps is a long time at Michigan. It doesn't seem like much, but you got to manage your car all the way to the finish. And right now, Stacy Holmes out front. You see Doug Ellingson starting from the pits. He's going to come out of pit road right now as Lance Ripka trying to stay up with. Look at Patrick Drabick up at the top, running that outside line. He's tried to go down 3 wide early. Oh, he makes contact with Michael McCarthy off the corner, and they get it back going. But my goodness, close call there. That could have been a disaster early on. I watched McCarthy in practice, a little bit nervous in that 3 car. You can see he's still just not feeling too comfortable with how the car was driving. He was complaining quite a bit about how loose it was. Let's go on board with him and see. As he is driving it into the corner, but right here off the corner, especially on the bottom right here, is where you can see it's getting, the rear end's getting light. He's chasing it. Able to get a nice run though. Watch down in 3 and 4. He's driving it deep into the corner, but being low right here below that seam is scary. You can see, look at the counter steer that the number 3 is having to put into this thing. McCarthy is not enjoying the way this thing is driving, although he is being pretty aggressive and doing a pretty good job. Now 3 wide as Patrick Drabick on the outside using that run to his advantage. McCarthy's going to slide up a little bit, but they're still 3 wide off of turn 2. McCarthy going to slot in front of Michael Kostick. Patrick Drabick takes over to the 3rd position. Everybody just trying to find where they belong on the track. You got guys down on the bottom. Down there on the bottom is sketchy. The car will feel good driving down to the bottom. Once you get on the throttle and you start to come off of the exit, it gets real loose and very hard to hold on to it. So you got that real estate. Sometimes you may not be able to use it, but I'm interested to see what the tire wear is going to do as this run continues on. You can see McCarthy. I don't know if he is struggling or what is going on there, but he seems to be moving around quite a bit. Get your glasses on, your magnifying glass, see where everybody is on this one. But anyway, here comes Jacob Ellingson making that inside line work. He's going to pass his teammate here and take over the 3rd spot. So, as always, with a track like this, the outside line is very good. But will it burn the tires up? That's one thing that the outside line does better than anything, is it will eat your tires up. Sometimes, depending on the track combo, the car, and the setup, all those things factor in. We'll see if that is the case. And it really just depends on what wears the most, the right front or the right rear. If the right rear wears the most, I like the outside. If the right front wears the most, I like the inside. So it just really depends on how the car is handling Man, look at this door-to-door battle as McCarthy comes up, gives the bump to Dravic. McCarthy continues to fight. They're going to slide up just a little bit. He's going to try to clear him here. Not quite clear, but he's going to make it happen into the wall. Oh, and he turns himself. He slides up in front of Dravic. Caution comes out. Oh, he's going to spin back up into the field. Everybody able to avoid him. And we have our first caution of the night here on lap 8. We will kind of watch that brew for a while. We'll kind of go back and take a look. Back it up just a little bit. We'll go on board with Patrick Dravic and watch from his point of view here. You're going to see the 3 is trying to slide up in front of him. Then it's going to get loose there, make a little bit of contact with the wall, bounce across the nose of the 07. It's really hard to tell if contact was made beforehand, but I mean, Cardi was not quite clear here to do the slider. But I don't really see any contact there. Dravic's still closing here, but it's really hard to say from this view. See if we can't get maybe a better view here. I mean, good grief. This blimp is in another state. Try to zoom it in just a little bit. See if we can get a little bead on whether or not there was contact made. And here it is, coming off the corner. We'll see. He's pretty close. Might have been a little bit of slight contact there, but 3 is going to take a ride after that. So just a few takers on pit road. Graham Connolly comes down pit road. Chris Sawyer, Michael McCarthy obviously going to come down pit road after sliding his tires quite a bit. So a couple takers. We'll see if it's tires and fuel or just tires. We'll take a look at your race analysis here. Only 4 tire sets available, so it's pretty early to take that second set. But looks like a couple drivers electing to take some tires. Gary Wright did not take tires, just fuel only. But up front, it is still Stacy Holmes, Lance Ripka, your top 2, Jacob Ellingson in 3rd. And after that contact, looks like Dravic was given the EOL. So an EOL for the 07 after that contact. And, you know, we do have live race control. Chuck Feltz and I can't remember who else. Maybe Timothy Jones. I think it's Chuck and Timothy Jones tonight here in the Xfinity Series. So they have stepped up, decided to run race control, and they elect to give Dravic the EOL, saying that he was at fault for that. And you know, these fault decisions by race control doesn't mean that it was intentional. It doesn't mean that Dravic meant to spin him, and so they're sending him to the back because of that. But if it is deemed that you are the cause of the caution, then they give you an EOL, and your president of Goat Locker obviously not immune to that. I really don't think, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Early on in the race, maybe Patrick could have lifted just a little bit because he saw what McCarthy was doing. But at the same time, it seemed like a racing incident for sure. But race control says, hey, we're going to be strict here tonight, apparently. And, hey, their call is the rule. And so they make the call. Dravic goes to the back. So he'll have to work his way back up to the front. It's going to be tough to pass here tonight. So a few folks need to be worried tonight. Mickey Isaac needs to have a good night. He's plus 18 above the cutoff. He's running back in 14th. Bobby Germain right behind him in 15th. He is plus 16 over the cut line. And Lance Ripka, who's doing exactly what he needs to do up here at the front, needs to get up here and have a great finish or get a win, and then all the stress is gone. And then Tyler Justice up in 8th. He is below the cutoff. Him and Craig Bontrager. They need to have good nights here. No mistakes. Get as many points as you can get. If you put yourself in a position to win, then great. But if not, you need to just get a good finish. It's not worth wrecking and putting yourself even a deeper hole at Charlotte. But back into the restart zone, Stacey Holmes with the restart. We're back green here on lap 11. Man, if you don't like Michigan, it's tough because visually it's such a great track. It's so fun to watch these guys fan out all over the place. It's definitely gotten a lot better over the years. Michigan was a middle lane track right above that first seam. You really couldn't get to the bottom. You really couldn't run the top. There was one time where Craig Bontrager, whoa, oh my goodness. Really close call there as Kostick has to take evasive maneuvers as Bontrager does a slider on him. But up front, we got a battle for the lead. Ellingson up from the 7th position, now looking down to the inside of Stacey Holmes, trying to take over the lead early in this race. He has moved up more than almost anybody so far in this race. That number 27 looks to be pretty dang fast. Of course, he is locked into the playoffs. He doesn't need to win, but seems like he's got that bottom rolling really, really well. On board Jake here. We see that the sim rig's still there, not been sold yet, so that's good news. But he is driving right down to the bottom and making it work. Obviously, not going to get the run off the corner, but he's still, I mean, right at the end of the backstretch, he is drawing even with Stacey Holmes. So he's got the benefit of saving a little bit of tire. And man, what are these cameras? It's unbelievable. Okay, much better. All right. A little bit of camera change in the middle of this race, and oh my goodness, the blimp driver is in Canada. But we watch as Jacob Ellingson takes the top spot away from Stacey Holmes, and now going to put that 27 out front. Patrick Drabick has moved up to the 13th position, making up quite a few spots here on the restart. He's got to get it done now. He can't wait around, because if this does go green, he's going to need every single green flag lap to even have a chance to get back up there. So we'll see. I'm excited to see how tire wear is going to be. But you can see we still have a lot of battling going on as Lance Ripka now starting to join this battle for the lead as Stacey Holmes fades just a little bit. You can see just how uneasy the car is driving. I mean, that is not comfortable. But we love that. We love when the drivers are uncomfortable like that, especially in real life, and even more so, I think, on the sim. They're doing such a great job at the moment. It's pretty incredible. But you see, driving it into the corner, letting it roll, then just getting back on the throttle as soon as you can. As soon as you get on the throttle, it's counter steer city, as just trying to keep the rear end under, using that counter steer to keep the car pointed straight. Because if you kept turning left, it's just going to want to over-rotate and spin right out. So, driving right down to the bottom. Just a little bit of throttle. Need a throttle tracer, but we don't really have that. But if you did, you'd see just a up and down sort of half throttle type deal there, just to get a little power going, get some speed up, maintain that speed, but not spin those rear tires. Lance Ripka doing exactly what he needs to do to get this number 52 into the playoffs. Pretty good season so far, and this race has definitely started off in the right way. Back here in the 6th and 7th position, Chance Taylor is actually your biggest mover of the race so far. Started in 14th, now makes the move on Craig Bontrager, is now inside the top 6. That 14 car has been very, very fast all season in this car. I think he's definitely got what it takes to be a player in the championship hunt. He is plus 20 over the cutoff at the moment. Up front, Stacey Holmes has not let Ellingson get away just yet. He has kept in tow. You can see he actually gets a really nice run here on Ellingson. Still working that top side as, looks like maybe Daniel Cunningham has had some sort of issue. Yeah, he gets slow falling through the field. Let's go back and see, maybe we can find out what happened to him. He was 3 wide when McCarthy, and it looks like Patrick Drabick. So those two still going after it, and I think Daniel might have just been like, oh, crap, we're 3 wide, and I don't know what McCarthy's going to do. And gets a little bit maybe tight as he lifted off the throttle and gets a little bit of that wall. Hopefully the damage isn't too bad. Holmes now all over the back bumper of Ellingson. Ellingson now has moved up to the higher line. Trying to block the runs that Stacey Holmes is getting. Give him a little bit of dirty air. Oh, Stacey Holmes with a big slide there off the corner, but able to hang on to it. That was close. Stacey getting in that dirty air, didn't have the downforce that he has been having. And you could see what kind of effect it had on that number 10 machine. I don't know, he's got number 28, but he's actually the number 10. He's getting into the wall again. So that one little slide there off the exit. Now he's paying for it. Now here comes Lance Ripka trying to take advantage of it. You see somebody starting to stutter, starting to kind of fall apart a little bit. Boy, you need to go on the attack. Still down on the inside, trying to complete this pass. This time, Holmes is going to come down to that middle groove to try to lay on the side of Lance Ripka, not give him a whole lot of track to work with. And so far, Stacey able to hang on to this spot. Here comes Lance. Looking still there, just not quite able to get it done. And keep attacking. Drives it down to the bottom. Holmes continues to get the run off the outside, just currently in defensive mode as he is trying to keep that number 52 behind. But go back here, man. Look at this cluster. And, a driver that we saw spinning out early in the race. Oh, and Drabick up into the wall. Makes contact. He's trying to get around on the outside. Had some wash on the front end. Could not get the thing to turn. Had to lift to stay out of the wall. Well, he's going to fall back and lose a ton of spots here. Now he's 3 wide, almost 4 wide. That's Daniel Cunningham. You see the 33 of Tyler Justice and then Travis Bieber. So it is not easy sledding for the 07. Although, I'll tell you what, it looks fun as hell out there. I see the 07 just sliding it off the corner. That's got to be a blast. I love these type of car combos where you have to get in there and drive the dang thing. Guys make mistakes. There's a lot of tracks out there that you go in there, the grip level's so high that you just, don't make a mistake, nobody can pass you. But this is one of those tracks where guys are making mistakes. They're making little small errors that has opened the door for drivers to be able to make passes. And we have multiple crews, so it is definitely possible. As you see, Drabick continues to try this outside line. Keep the momentum up. Those big runs. Try to keep the car moving forward. You don't want to have to lift. You want to keep rolling forward. But Michael McCarthy has moved himself up into the 6th position. However, I'm sure, I'm 99% certain, he came down pit road and did take a set of tires when he spun out. There's no way he'd be able to outrun folks with tires as bad as those would have been. And so he is on fresh tires comparatively, about 10 lap fresher tires. So he is taking advantage of them for right now. Let's see how far you can get. As my goodness, Cliff Adams. Loose as all get out coming off the corner. Let's go back and watch that again, because I'll tell you what, these guys are not. This is not an easy Sunday drive. Let's go watch on board with Cliff Adams here. Watch him as he comes off the corner. Woo! Code Brown moment. Oh, McCarthy gets a little bit loose. There goes Cliff Adams down to the inside. McCarthy may have pushed those tires a little bit too hard. McCarthy is in that position at the skill level, I think, where he's able to find speed. He's able to find lap time. He definitely has that type of speed. But being able to harness that is the trick when you move on past that. When you find the lap time, you find, okay, I can run fast lap times. Now, how do I harness it and keep the tires under me? How do I do it without burning the tires up? That's what he's learning right now for sure, as he is trying to get the car moving forward, but it seems like it is sliding all over the place, being aggressive as he has been. And now he's going to lose a couple spots here as Chance Taylor now goes around, and he's got a lot of cars behind him looking to move forward. Really cool. We showed that video of Josh Houchin getting his sim rig in Indiana. Really, really cool to see Goat Locker being able to do those type of things. And man, just so cool. Excited to meet Josh or John, excuse me, and add another to the list. Devin Smith, Josh Unger, 2 other recipients. Warden Clayton, we haven't seen in a while. Be glad to see him back on the track, but just more and more awesome things Goat Locker is doing. They're actually going to give another one away in a few days. On Saturday, they're going to give away another one at Natsu's Restaurant and Bar in Hilliard, Ohio. So just awesome, man. Just so cool to see the Goat Locker giving back to the community. I know we talk about it a lot, but I never know who's new. You know, I never know who is watching Goat Locker for the first time, doesn't understand it. But Goat Locker, not just a racing league, a non-profit organization, a veteran organization run by veterans, started by veterans, and maintained by veterans for veterans. And what a great thing that they have done. What a great thing they've built. It started as just a sort of a racing league where they wanted to kind of do their own thing, and then it has turned into an awesome organization with a lot of traction, and so much so that people want to be involved with it. People are asking, how can I get involved in Goat Locker? I want to be a part of it. And well, it's obvious why they are doing great things in the community. So many great partners who are also doing great things in the community. Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs is why Goat Locker is able to do this. Their grant that they gave Goat Locker gave them ability to purchase all of the equipment. And so it's really cool to see them deliver that video that Taylor Kitchens put together, stitched together of the videos that Patrick recorded the other day, or yesterday. So really cool to see that. So awesome. If you're watching, you wonder, well, how can I be a part of it? Well, you can go to goatlockerracing.org and you click on that donate button. That's one thing that Goat Locker's got a really great partners. Oh my goodness, see Mickey Isaac 3 wide back here. contact with Bontrager and Tyler Justice, all three of these drivers need to not have any issues. They are right there on the cut, and they need to have good races. So a scary moment there for those guys. But yes, goatlockerracing.org. Go to the website, click on the donate button, and Chance Taylor going to try a slider here on Cliff Adams, but not quite clear, not even close. And he has to back out of it. I don't mean to get this out, but go to goatlockerracing.org, click on donate, and donate. They get a lot of sponsors who give a lot of money to help with these sim rig giveaway, these events that they go to. But we all can do the same thing by clicking that donate button. $1, $2, $5, $10, whatever you want to do. Every little bit helps. So definitely go click that button, click donate. I mean, it's not just oh, donate to this. You don't know where the money's going. You're seeing it. You're seeing where the money goes, and it goes into these sim rigs that these veterans are putting. That these guys are putting in their hands. As Chance Taylor gets really loose there, now going to be 3 wide with Patrick Drabick as they go down the back straightaway. But you actually know where your money's going. You know it's going to a great cause. You know it's being taken care of. It is definitely being used for all the proper reasons. I know there's a lot of nonprofits out there who you just don't know what charities, where I don't know what they're doing with the money. I'm not sure if I'm giving it to just somebody to put in their own pocket. Here at Goat Locker, that is not the case. But anyway, if you can, donate. That makes a big difference. That's something they get very few of, is donations from singular folks, and it definitely would be awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about that and start talking about the race. Go back here to the 4th and 5th position. Gonna watch this battle between. You can see just a lot going on behind as Drabick now up in the 6th position. But we got a battle right in front of him between Jeremiah Mullins and Michael Kostick. Kostick hangs on to that position for now, but he has kind of fallen back early in this race, but now starting to move forward along with Jeremiah Mullins. So these guys are going to be battling it out here. As you can see right up in front of them, Stacy Holmes, Lance Ripka still fighting it out. So quite a few battles going on the track. Out front, leading the race is Jacob Ellingson, and he has got a 3.3 second lead. He had to go all the way back to right there to get the second place. So Ellingson showed he had a lot of speed, and he is definitely continuing that trend right here. Expecting to see pit stops in the next couple laps. Split it right down the middle if you can. So if you can make it to lap 40, that's obviously what they want to do. Maybe to make it to lap 41, they did have a caution period that kind of helped them save a little bit of fuel. So we'll see when they all start to come down pit road. You definitely don't want to push it if it's close. This battle has continued to rage on, and Ripka just can't find a way around. I think we're 37 laps into this run, and I think what you're seeing is just the rear tires starting to go away. I mean, they're leaning heavily on that right rear from middle to exit on these corners. We've seen guys sliding the rear ends. And what that means is you just don't have a whole lot of security when pressing that throttle, especially on corner exit. Well, that's the most important part of this track. It's such a big track. Speed down the straightaway is so important. And so when you're trying to make a move on somebody, you're trying to pass, you have to go down to the bottom. If they're running the top, then you get on the throttle a little bit extra, and you just can't hold on to it. And so you scrub off speed, you get sideways, you lose the run that you had, and it's just hard to pass. So at this moment, I mean, Lance is just kind of waiting on Stacy Holmes to make a mistake to open the door for him to go by. But Stacy, while being kind of loose, has been able to hang on to it and maintain this second position. They are running about a tenth or so off of the pace of the leader. The tire wear, obviously a big issue for drivers. Patrick Drabick continues to push himself back to the front. He is up here in the 6th position, now looking down to the inside, and my goodness, what in the world? He just drove by Jeremiah Mullins like he was sitting still. So Drabick running same lap times as the leader. has got a lot of speed left in that '07. We wondered if maybe he was going to have to push it a little bit too hard to get to the front, but he drove right down to the inside of Mullins and took over that spot, now looking to take over the 4th position. So Patrick Dravick continuing that winning trend from last week and continues to show up to the track with a ton of speed, which we're not really surprised about anymore. Pit stops happening. Chance Taylor, Tyler Justice on pit road. Craig Bontrager sliding into his pit stop. That is bad here under green flag conditions. He's trying to back up into his stall, but he's going to be too close to the wall. He's going to have to continue to back up. Oh, my goodness. It's so frustrating. He's too close to the wall. He has to pull forward. Oh, and caution comes out. Caution comes out as Mickey Isaac brings out the caution, and Bontrager's just said, well, screw this. I'm going back out. Did not make his stop. Just could not get onto pit road. But something happened to Mickey Isaac. As you see guys coming down pit road, your leader coming down pit road. So we're not really sure what that's going to do as far as penalties, was pit roads closed or what. Well, let's go back and see if we can find out what happened to Mickey Isaac. You can see he has some damage on the front of that machine. Got McCarthy right in front of him. Drive down to the inside. McCarthy just, my goodness. Oh, hard hit into that outside wall. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say here. You look. Yeah, I don't know. Mickey was obviously committed to running that middle lane in 3 and 4, and it looks like McCarthy went up like he was going high, but maybe he was just trying to arc it in. I don't know. It's hard to say right there. I can't say it's either one of their faults. Mickey was trying to get down to the inside, and I don't think. I don't know. That seems like a racing deal. Guys going for the exact same spot. Well, everybody on pit road now. We'll see how that all plays out. Ellingson was on pit road when that caution came out, so it should allow him to come down pit road. I think in real life you can't stop if pit road is closed, but I think on iRacing, if you're already on pit road, I want to say that you can go ahead and make your pit stop. iRacing only cares if you enter a closed pit or not. So I think Jacob Ellingson must have been on pit road whenever that caution came out. Let's see if we can go back a little bit and find out. You can see there on the right side of your screen, that's the green that tells you if the pit road is closed. And oh man, I think for Patrick Dravick, he's going to get it entering the closed pit. Jacob Ellingson was able to get in. Look, watch that on the right side of your screen. You can see there on the right side, those green lights, that lets you know if pit road is open. And you see Ellingson there able to get through there with the green light still on. So the caution hasn't come out just yet. And then you go here to Patrick Dravick, you can see the lights are red before he can get on pit road. Cliff Adams actually sees that and diverts himself. But these two already committed, and that is a penalty. So frustrating for sure if you're Patrick Dravick. And he is slow on the track, kind of waiting on maybe somebody to catch up. He's got to go to the back of the field. Those guys were given their black flags cleared. So I don't know what the call is from race control exactly. They did clear both him and I think it was Jeremiah Mullins was the driver that was behind him, I do believe it was. So those two were the ones who entered the closed pit. But they did have their black flags cleared. So I don't know if they got an EOL or exactly how that happened. Normally, that's a penalty. I don't know if they actually came down, did their pit stop or not. We're going to go another lap here. We'll kind of go on here and see. Back it up just a little bit. I don't know if they actually stopped in the box. They did. So, I mean, technically by the book, that is a penalty. And they should have like I believe it's like either an EOL or a drop or a stop and go under green or something like that. When it's closed in NASCAR, I know for sure you cannot come down and make a pit stop. And these guys did. So that should be a penalty for sure. But they did have their black flags cleared. So, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the call is there. Maybe if a race control is listening, they'll let me know what that call is. And it looks like, oh, they're... Well, I don't agree with this call. Because it looks like what they're going to do is line Patrick Drabick and Jeremiah Mullins in their original spots, which is not where they're supposed to be, and then clear their black flags whenever we take the green flag. Yeah, I don't know. Race control has the ultimate call. I'm just a broadcaster, so I'm only going to give you my opinion, and my opinion doesn't mean hill beans for how this race is going to be officiated. But they did enter a closed pit, and by all accounts, unless you drive through the pit road, then come back down pit road, that is a penalty. But race control, like I said, they have the final say, and they have elected to not penalize them, as maybe the distinction is they were already committed to pit road, even though they entered a closed pit, and so they made that call. So, I don't know right or wrong. I think both ways are fine. And so we'll get this thing back green. Jacob Ellingson going to lead the way as green flag is back out. He's going to get a great jump here. Now Chance Taylor's up in second. Lance Rip in third. Stacey Holmes in fourth. Michael Kostic in fifth. Patrick Drabick back here in the sixth position. But a big break for Drabick. I mean, that could have been disastrous. Another penalty. This is not the time to have a penalty like that. And Jeremiah Mullins as well as, man, look at this battle for the lead as Chance Taylor making a move. And now Ellingson under a lot of fire. He's going to put himself in the wall if he's not careful. He tries to slide up in front of Stacey Holmes, which had a big run on the outside. And honestly, Stacey Holmes kind of cut him in break there, as that was a little bit too close to call. But he is leaning on the door of the 14 as they make contact here. Jake now in the middle, 3 wide, battle for the lead. Oh, they make more contacts. The 14 is going to get spun down to the inside. He's able to save it. What a save for Chance Taylor. And caution is out for some reason. Maybe Gary Wright. I don't know. They're on pit road. I don't know if the penalty or if the caution was thrown for the 14 getting sideways. I can't believe it, but go back and watch this again. 3 wide battle for the lead. I mean, Jake being very aggressive here, trying to drop down on the door, and they're 3 wide here. And I mean, just run out of room as Ellingson trying to be aggressive there on the exit to kind of hold him down so he can't get the run. Yeah, I don't know if the caution, I don't know what the caution was for there, but caution back out. I don't know, maybe they were just maybe quick on the trigger, saw that he was spinning and decided to throw the caution. I don't know, but I mean, a big break there for Chance Taylor. I mean, that could have made the rest of this race really tough, but now he's going to get caught right back up, and it seems like he was up there battling for the lead, and after that, Stacey Holmes wasn't able to get that top spot. So Stacey Holmes out front. See if there's any takers on pit road. Doesn't look like after just 5 laps, anybody's willing to give up all that track position. Oh, Doug spun out. Okay, there you go. Well, I did not see him spin out. Let's see if we can find out what happened to Ellingson. Oh, he did spin out. Oh, man. 58 here, right behind Craig Von Traeger, and you got Mickey Isaac, who has come down pit road, got his fast repair. Oh, and Doug just going to get loose, smacks into the right. Oh, my goodness, and he's going to get Gary right at the very end. So, yeah, definitely deserved a caution there. Good job, good eyeballs by the race control. I thought it was just for the 14, but no, that is a couple cars involved there. And Doug Ellingson going to get the worst of it as these two drivers come down pit road. And honestly, it looks like the caution's not out at that point either. So, oh, and I think Doug came down right as it was thrown. So, I'll tell you what, let's take a short break. We don't normally take commercial breaks, but we will take some here, and gotta give some love to our sponsors.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
All right, we are back to the Hidden Whip Brewery Xfinity Series. I want to thank our sponsors, InVets and Cruising Classics. Pretty cool to have a couple commercials now, man. We're big time here on B-Speed. Getting ready to go back green. We have just 30 laps to go when we take the green flag. Jacob Ellingson dominated early in this race, but now what is he going to do? Can he hold on to these drivers who are being very, very aggressive on these starts? Green flag, back out. Stacey Holmes with control of the start. He gets a great jump. Now again, Ellingson under fire. As, man, they were running all over him early in the race, or early in that last run, and almost disaster for Chance Taylor, but everybody gets through 1 and 2 clear here. Michael Kostick now up to the second position. Been slowly easing his way up here to the front. Now Ellingson going to go down to the inside. Lance Ripka right behind him. We saw how aggressive Ellingson was trying to hang on to that top spot. Right now we're watching a couple drivers that are locked into the playoffs, racing it out. They have nothing to worry about. Just the driver that's right behind him, a couple of them right behind him that have something to worry about. That's Lance Ripka, Chance Taylor. They can't afford to have issues. But as they come down the back straightaway, Stacey Holmes with about a 0.2 of a second lead. And you see Ellingson still looking down to the inside. He used that inside line to his advantage on that long run, able to drive up through here, take the lead, and never really look back. So he looks like that car is really good down on the bottom. Holmes definitely loving the fact that these guys are fighting and battling each other. He can start to step away a little bit. Any kind of advantage you can get out front, pull away a little bit. Be nice to have, although he's not really Nobody's really setting themselves apart. In the top 7, they're all running almost the exact same lap. See Patrick Drabick at the end of this little group here. Right behind Chance Taylor. Looking down to the inside, trying to get a little whiff of some clean air, but it's all dirty, disturbed air up here. Rabbit can see another win on the season right in front of him, at least a top 3 finish for sure. Because now they're battling for second yet again. Ellingson back down to the inside, trying to take that second spot as they're both kind of watching Stacey Holmes drive away. And Ellingson thought about sliding up in front of Kostick, but decides at the last second, not worth it, not going to make it. And now he's going to slot back behind the number 4 machine. Sometimes you have to try it. I like it. I like the effort there, driving it in the corner, just seeing if you can clear him. Because if he can slide up in front of him, he'll be able to take over that position, at least give him the more maybe preferred line on the outside where you can defend a whole lot better. But he's just trying to find that little bit of extra he can down on the bottom to try to do a slider here on exit. And this time, he's going to get it done. Right in front of the 4 goes the 27. Jacob Ellingson back up into the second position. Now going to set his sights on the leader, Stacey Holmes, who has about a half a second gap. Chance Taylor was up here battling for the lead. Almost loses it. Going to settle back in the 5th position. Was 3 wide for the lead, and I'm sure he saw his playoff hopes as he looked down to the inside wall. Was able to save it though, and now going to be continuing in the top 5. Although he does have Patrick Drabick all over the rear bumper. Drabick down to the inside. Chance going to gas it up, lean on the door of the 07 just a little bit as they both slide off the corner. Drabick has Lance Ripka right in front of him. As Kostick and Lance Ripka, this is becoming a really nice little 4-way battle here. Is now, where do you go? If you're Drabick, there's nowhere to go. Lance Ripka right in front of you. You got Chance Taylor on the outside. Oh, and Chance Taylor gets loose again. Oh, and what another great save by Chance. Trying to give it a little bit extra, and it wasn't there. Now a 3-way battle as Jacob Ellingson starts to creep up on the number 10 of Stacey Holmes. I think obviously Ellingson has the fastest car here tonight. He is definitely shown he's got the long run speed. Short run, he's pretty good too, but the 07, if we get a caution or if he can get up there to race with these guys, I just wonder what the 07's got for the 27. Right now, it looks like Ellingson's going to get to the back bumper of Stacey Holmes and now looks down to the inside. I mean, it's an inevitability at this point. Holmes just not able to make the long run work. Of course, he is running that outside line. And of course, Stacey Holmes has real life experience. I don't want to out them, but I'm sure you can figure it out. But they have real life experience. And I would imagine, you know, running this line is fine in real life. But on iRacing, there's still this weird, just the way the tire model works where the outside line just wears the tires out a little bit more than the inside. So Ellingson going to have a little bit better tire life as he's able to keep the heat out of those right sides. But right now he is down to the inside now trying to make this move work. Stacey Holmes, though, going to fight back on the outside. Not going to give up easy in that Haviland Davey Allison theme. As right back here, you can see Patrick Drabick now to the inside of Kostick for third. Ellingson gassing it up. You can see the rotation, the yaw of the car as it rotates on the middle axis, and he's able to clear Stacy Holmes as they go down the back straightaway, though. Stacy going to look back out with a run. Looks down to the inside, not going to give up. I got to say, man, the 27 is very fast, but he is very aggressive on the inching down in the entry in the middle of the corners. I don't know if he needs to do that. He's got such a fast car. He's playing with fire. That last restart where him and Chance Taylor and Stacy were 3 wide, he was just not giving himself any opportunity to make a mistake or chance. And luckily, Chance kind of wrecked himself, but it doesn't matter now. Ellingson in the clear, and he has been the fastest from here in the tire run on. So I don't know who's going to have something for him. Is it going to be that number 07? He's going to have to get through Stacy Holmes to get there. Or is it going to be Lance Ripka, who's now looking to the inside of Mike Kostic, who is starting to struggle here late in this run? When I say late, we're about halfway through this 40-lap run. 20 laps on their tires. 20 laps to go. Last time by, Stacy Holmes was able to run a very similar lap time, although that 07 Apache Drabic was a 10th and a half faster than both these guys up here. So I think Drabic's definitely got something left in the tank. And speaking of Drabic, if you weren't here for the start of the race, so a sim rig was given out. Got a little bit of a break in the action here. Let's go take a look at our newest member of Goat Locker Racing. Hopefully see him soon once he gets the sim rig put together.
Alrighty, folks. Goat Locker Racing getting ready to head south, drop off another veteran sim rig. This one's going to John. He's about 50 minutes south of me, so we're loaded up, ready to go. Let's go get this thing delivered.
I tell you, folks, this is one of the best things about Goat Locker Racing and being a part of this organization is be able to deliver one of these rigs. It's all loaded up here in the back. There's that PC from Alexander PCs. Cockpits in the bed of the truck from Next Level Racing. We got the wheel and pedals from Sim Motion. Man, this is going to be an awesome trip to meet John, to get him this equipment, and then get him on track with us. So we'll see you here soon.
Just got home. Awesome trip down to Bloomington, Indiana to deliver that sim rig to John Houchin. But I can't say thanks enough to everybody that supports us. InVets, you are awesome. You're the reason we were able to identify John and get him that sim rig. Cruising Classics will be set up there this Friday. Nasties will be set up there Saturday. Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs is because of the grant money and your graciousness that we're able to do what we do now. And all the other supporters that we have from the Veterans for Life Foundation, Veterans for Life Racing, at Jam Printing and Promotions. It was just an awesome trip, and I'm so glad we get to do this, and we're going to do it again on Saturday in Ohio, so stay tuned, and thanks, everybody. What an awesome day.
All right, well, I wanted to jump in, but I wanted everybody to see everything. Obviously, you saw what happened, some issue with Michael McCarthy, and caution is out. It just is the way that it happened. As soon as I try to go to a commercial, that's why I don't really run commercials that often, is because especially under green flag racing. Let's go back and see what happened. You can see the number 3 here. He's already been involved in an incident early in the race. He's battling with, I don't know who that is, the 97 of Cofield, I believe. And he's going to go down to the inside. We'll see what happened between these two. And, yeah, just going to get a little bit loose as the 97 drives in on his door, and they just keep bouncing off each other. And the 3 goes around. And, yeah, just a bummer to see that happen to McCarthy. I don't. It looks like McCarthy was trying to slide up here and just wasn't able to clear him. Gets a little bit loose, and honestly, Cofield is kind of still continuing to squeeze down on him, not even letting him catch the car. Pretty frustrating to see. I think McCarthy's like, man, just give me a little bit of space there as I'm trying to catch it. But Cofield, I mean, he got the bad end of it as well, so he kind of put himself in harm's way there. I think if you're Cofield looking back on it, you probably think, well, let me go up a little bit higher while this dude is about to lose it right in front of me. But that's what brought out the caution, and they have come down pit road, and Stacy Holmes able to get position back as Jacob Ellingson had an issue on pit road, and we'll go back and see what happened to him. I'm trying to catch up here. Into his stall. Oh, he has to back up a little bit. I mean, this is the money stop. Of course, he's plenty fast, but you'll watch right here. He came in with the lead. This is why he lost the lead. Into his pit box and just slides it right on through. Has to put it in reverse, back up a little bit, and they get to work. But that ever so slight slide and back up is all that it took. And now he is going to be running in the third position. Going to have some work to do as they get doubled up for this restart. Stacy Holmes and Patrick Dravick was able to get himself back up to the front. And I think, you know, for Ellingson, he did not want to see that caution. He was going to be pulling away. The 07 was definitely starting to run him down, but Ellingson has been so good on the long run that, you know, bringing Patrick Dravick back up into this top three, it's going to complicate things with the 27, and that mistake on pit road definitely going to make it a little bit more challenging, but he's shown to have probably the fastest car in the field here tonight, so we'll see if he can have a good restart here. He'll be starting behind Stacy Holmes, who does have the lead, and so see if he can get a good start, get back out there, but it's going to be less than 15 laps to go when we take the green flag, so not going to be a whole lot of chill out there for sure, as everybody's going to have fresh tires. Got to be careful here. This is one of those moments where you have to really kind of stick it into your brain of the tires are going to be extremely cold. It is loose out there. I got to be conscious of that. You better be thinking about that in the next couple corners, because it can definitely bite you as you try to make these moves. But here they come down into the Geico restart zone. Stacy Holmes with control of the restart, going to get a great jump, and boy, Patrick Dravick caught sleeping as Ellingson did exactly what he needed to do and got a great jump there, and going to take over second as he timed the restart perfectly. Going to dive down to the inside, trying to take this lead early as Travis Bieber and Chance Taylor fight back here for fourth. Oh, a little bit of contact maybe for the 4 of Kostic off of turn number 2. As Ellingson already going for the lead here. He knows he's got to make this pass, and he's got to make it quickly. That 07 is too quick to allow him to get up into this fight. Last time by, Stacy Holmes was the fastest car on the track. And I mean, Jacob has been really, really fast later on in the run, and we will get about 15 laps, maybe 13 laps on these tires. So where Ellingson has been strong, that caution sort of negated his strength. So he's going to have to dig down deep, find that little bit of extra. I mean, past lap 80, it doesn't matter what kind of tires you got. They don't get put to use, so you got to use them now. Stacy Holmes is definitely putting them to use as he sets the fastest lap time of the night, 39.7 flat. As he is scooting right now. He ain't playing around. He's got that number 10, number 28, whatever, Haviland machine. I mean, he is boot scooting around that top side, setting qualifying times. And, I mean, that's faster than qualifying is. Oh, I don't know. I having some sort of issue with that. That time, he was about a couple bits slower. As Dravick was the fastest car on the track last time by, as he is now trying to catch up to his teammate. Time's running out. You got to get up to Stacy, and you got to make that pass. So it's not something you can wait around for. If you're faster, you're trying to save a little bit for the end of this thing. You may run out of time. It's like Ellingson gained a little bit there on this run. I think Stacy must have had a tough lap. No, yeah, they ran the exact same lap time. On board here with Ellingson, the Hidden Brewery 07 machine. See 3 different distinct lines. Patrick driving in on the middle lane. Ellingson all the way down to the bottom, washes all the way to the outside on exit. Traffic actually exits top middle to high lane, and Stacey Holmes right around the top. So multiple different lanes these guys can drive. You can see traffic sort of entering in high, dropping off low. That puts a lot of pressure on the right rear, but if you can make that work, you can gain a lot of speed. Down the front stretch, and man, Stacey Holmes, where has this been? He's been just chilling all race, waiting for this moment, and it has arrived. Can he hang on? 8 laps to go, still a long way to go here at Michigan. We're talking about 40.1 second laps. That's a long time. So he's got to do this for quite a while. Coming off the corner, they're both sliding first and second. Getting with it is now the battle for second, starting to heat up. What is Drapic going to do? Both these guys have wins. They're not, neither one of them needs to have a win. So will they race it out, or will they try to work together, get up to Stacey to try to battle for this win? Because like I said, if they're not moving forward now in the next couple laps, if they aren't making big gains, it's Bontrager into the wall back here. Everybody going around to avoid him, but Cunningham into the wall. He's going to come back down the track, save it. Oh, he's going to come back out up on the track. No caution's going to spin out. And no caution thrown for this one. And there it is. Caution now out. Oh, it's Ellingson that spun out. Ellingson. While we were watching Cunningham, Ellingson's hood's up in front of his windshield. And caution out on the speedway. What happened to Jake? Oh my goodness, it looks like teammates making contact here. We're watching that spin from behind, and Ellingson's gonna get tight into the wall, down into the inside, hits his teammate. Back it up a little bit. We'll watch on board. He's just trying to run down Stacey Holmes here. Where does it all go wrong? Does he make contact with the apron? No, he just starts to get loose right here. He's chasing it up the track, chasing it, going to make contact, and then hits Drapic, who, oh my goodness! Holy cow, that was scary. Let's go back and watch that. On board with Drapic here. Oh man, big con. Watch this. He almost makes contact with the pit wall. Holy cow. So, see again what happened there. As you can see, we were watching that. All that was going on in the back. We were watching that as Cunningham was trying to save it. What a fantastic attempt at saving. And then again, just Ellingson chasing the car up the track when he comes down and makes contact with his teammate. And honestly, it probably saved Drapic's race as he was able to avoid going down pit road, getting a penalty. I don't wanted to go back and watch this save from Cunningham. Go back and watch this just a little bit. There's stuff going on in the track. We'll cover everything as we watch these replays. On board with Cunningham here. Contractor just going to slide up in front of him when he does. Just gets into the wall. And then they just beat, bang, and then again, more contact, and then just... Cunningham's got it saved, but just the tires are like balloons at that point and just could not find the grip, and he goes around. So now the strategy has been played, and unfortunately for Stacey Holmes, Jeremiah Mullins, and Bobby Germain, fortunately or unfortunately, we'll find out together, they stayed out. I think They didn't expect anybody to come down pit road. However, Patrick Drabick had to come down pit road. He had that damage. He had to come down and get a fast repair. And much to his surprise, everybody else came down with him. So that was about the best thing that could happen to Patrick in that circumstance. Now, he does have to go up here and make the moves, but he's got fresher tires. And obviously the 07 Inwit Brewery Chevy Camaro is a fast piece. So Drabick in a great spot here. He's going to have the 19 of Jeremiah Mullins in front of him. So Stacey Holmes does have a slight buffer, but how big a difference is 10 laps, 11 laps going to make on a set of tires here at the end of this race? I think if you're Drabick, you're in a good spot. I think you don't want to rush it, but when we take the green, there's only going to be about 4 laps to go. So this is definitely going to be exciting for sure. Jake did called it quits. He does have a fast repair, but I don't think he is going to continue, fortunately. But here we go, setting the stage. Coming to 4 to go here. Inwit Brewery Xfinity Series. Stacey Holmes has been out front, been sharing the load with Jacob Ellingson, but now he's got a buffer between him and the 07 and even the 14 back there. Green flag, back out. Stacey Holmes gets a decent jump, but now I'm watching for this 07. Can he get through the traffic? He's got the fresh tires. Now he's got to find some clean air. Where's he going to go? Going to go down to the bottom. They clear out in front of him as Bobby Germain goes up the track, and boy, like a gift. It must be Christmas morning, although Drabick not able to hang on to it. Is going to be 3 wide almost as Chance Taylor tried to look through the middle. Going to follow Drabick. Now Drabick is clear. Now the 14 has been fast all night on fresh tires. So the 07 can't just not watch. He's looking 3 wide behind him as these older tires trying to hang on to it. Michael Costa getting a little bit loose, but they continue to be 3 wide here at Michigan. Three laps to go in this race, and it is nervous energy here in this pack. Bobby Germain going way up the track on those older tires, and it is oh my goodness, somebody's in the wall. Cliff in the wall. Cliff Adams in the wall, and Travis Bieber is spinning. Caution going to come out. We're going to have a green, white, checkered. Oh, he's going to come right up. Oh my goodness. And Cliff Adams going to just toe as Travis, I mean, I get what he's trying to do is just let it roll and then let it do a little 180 back around, but I think once the caution come out, maybe just hold the brakes here. And he did lock them up right here as he spins back out on the track. Of course, he's going backwards. It's not like he has a ton of control. But let's go back and see what happened here to Cliff Adams. It was where this all started. Of course, it was sort of, you could see just the cluster in front of him. Travis Bieber's going to get turned. Cliff Adams is just going to plow the wall down. See if he gets loose here. Yeah, just going to get loose. He's chasing the car up the track, and boom, going to make contact. As you see Travis Bieber up there making contact as well. And watch this. Trying to get it back going as the caution has already come out. And I mean, he could have gone maybe to the outside. But see what happened to Travis Bieber here. I mean, just look at this racing. 3, 4 wide. Guys just fighting for every position, every inch of the track they try to get. We'll try to see. It looks like he made contact with the 33 of Tyler Justice. Camera angle. Yeah, Tyler, I think Travis thought that Tyler was going to go up to the wall, but Tyler was trying to get to the inside of that lap car. Or not lap car, the car on older tires. So we watch Tyler Justice here. You see, he sees the Bobby Germain on old tires, and yeah, he was trying to get to the inside, and Bieber, I think, was expecting him to go to the wall, and that's where that contact happened. So But we're going to have our first green-white checkered of the night. Of course, in Goat Locker, we always have 2 of them. So we will we'll get a couple opportunities at this. But, you know, if you're Stacey Holmes, you feel good. You've got control of the race. But Patrick Grabick has the speed to win this thing. And he's got fresher tires. So at this point, it's actually really good for Patrick Grabick. We've got a couple laps there, able to get heat in those cold tires so that the tires aren't just really cold for being in the pits, which take a few laps to get those things up to temperature so they have the optimal amount of grip. So I think right now, I mean, Grabick's going to have all the advantages other than control the restart. So Stacey's going to have to get going, get gone, try to catch Patrick, sleeping on the restart. Patrick's already kind of had one bad restart. So Stacey's going to have to hope for that. And he's going to have to commit to that top line like he's been doing all night long. And hope that he can hold off that 07. He is going to be scooting. And then don't forget Chance Taylor. Chance Taylor, not in a must-win situation. We'll take a look at the standings real quick. Is plus 20 above the cutoff line with 2 races to go. But, man, what a win could do for that 14 machine to not have to worry about this race or the next race as we get ready for the playoffs. Well, we are doubled up for this green-white checkered here in the Inuit Brewery Xfinity Series on Tuesday nights. I'm Eddie Smith with DHB. Glad to have y'all here. Hope y'all have enjoyed this race. I know I have. It's been a wild one. Lots of drama here towards the end of this race. It was very pedestrian early, but a lot has changed. Jacob Ellingson, who, I mean, probably had the most dominant car, a little bit of contact there just a few laps ago, takes him out. He's locked in. Doesn't matter to him. Stacey Holmes trying to bring home the win. Can he do it? Pace car going to pull off. Green white checkered attempt number 1. Stacey Holmes just wants to see that white flag. No more cautions. You can see that field getting a lot smaller now as Craig Bontrager is out of it. Green flag is out, and a great jump for Stacey Holmes. And again, Patrick Grabick caught sleeping, and Chance Taylor going to take over the second spot. Get Chance Taylor on those fresh tires. Those two, the 07 and the 14, have fresher tires, 10 laps fresher than Stacey Holmes out in the lead. Now Grabick going to be all over the back bumper of Chance Taylor, who gets a big run down the back straightaway, looking down to the inside. Grabick going to stay high. Down to the inside goes Chance Taylor, not able to keep it held down on the bottom. You can see that car bouncing around as he gets loose. Now the 07 going to go up. Side by side for the lead. White flag is out. Grabick going to go down to the bottom. One more lap to go. We're going to see a checkered flag no matter what happens. Holmes out front. Grabick trying to take over the position. He's going to get right to the bumper. Inside of Stacey Holmes as Holmes gets a little bit tight. Chance Taylor with nowhere to go. As they go down the back straightaway, Patrick Grabick has a nose out front. He's got drafting help from the 14. What's Chance going to do? One more opportunity for Taylor. He gets right to the back bumper as they come off of turn 4. Patrick Grabick slides up in front of Stacey Holmes. The drag race to the line. It's not over just yet. Now it is. Patrick Grabick comes back from a couple penalties and able to get the win here at Michigan. Look at the excitement from the 07 as he crosses the line, fist bumps, pounded on that wheel, and he gets victory. 07 Hidden Wit Brewery 07 machine gonna take the victory here in the Hidden Wit Brewery Xfinity Series. 2 wins in a row for Patrick Grabick. We were wondering, when's he gonna get into victory lane? And guess what? After this one, he has now set himself apart as the only multi-time winner in the Xfinity Series so far this season, and he is going to burn it down here on the front stretch. Well-deserved burnouts coming back entered a closed pit at one point and fights back. Contact with his teammate. Almost knocks down the barrels Larson style on pit road entry. Gets that fast repair, and he's able to get the win. Incredible, incredible finish. I wouldn't be able to sleep after this one if I was him. Well, man, I tell you what, that was fantastic finish. And let's take a look at your results as Rabbit continues to burn them down here. Just soaking it all in. Let's take a look at your results. See where everybody finished here tonight. 6 cautions here tonight. 8 lead changes. Rabbit, Holmes, Chance Taylor, your top 3. Now, I know Chance would probably love to win that race, but I'm going to tell you right now, a 3rd place finish for Chance Taylor. Great for his point situation. Going to give him even more of a cushion going into Charlotte. And, if we have a field similar size to this, I think he'll be okay. He's going to come home in 3rd. Kostick comes home in 4th. Lance Ribka up in the top 5 all race long. Was up there battling for 2nd for quite a while. Fell back a little bit there after all that shakeup. But he's going to come home in 5th. Jeremiah Mullins is going to come home in 6th. Tyler Justice in 7th. Bobby Germain in that 8th position. Daniel Cunningham, we saw him spinning down to the inside grass. Got lucky that Ellingson got into the wall. That caution was not going to come out for him. He comes back and finishes 9th. 10th, going to be Jeremiah Holt. Look at 11th, Mickey Isaac. Somebody who needed to have a good points day. He got knocked out of the race at one point, and he comes back and finishes in the 11th position. That is a great, great day for him. In 97, the 97 of Johnny Cofield comes home in 12th. Travis Bieber in 13th. Craig Von Traeger in 14th. The rest of these drivers all had DNFs. Cliff Adams with that 15th position. Jake Ellingson in 16th. Michael McCarthy in 17th. Gary Wright 18th. Graham Connolly in 19th. Doug Ellingson 20th. Chris Sawyer is going to be 21st. Jimmy Cofield 22nd. And then there's your race control. Chuck Phelps and Timothy Jones. Rounds out. Well, what a great race. Michigan puts on a great show. And that is exactly why. I tell you what, let's get into some interviews and let's talk to these drivers. And we're going to start with your winner, of course, Patrick Rabbit. Well, Pat, this is Eddie up in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Man, we got a lot to talk about. We're not going to just ask one question and get away here because we got a lot to discuss. This was a wild one for you. You had a pretty good start. You started in 3rd position.
Yep.
You were battling up there in the top 3. And talk me through that first part of the race. And what were you trying to do? Did you feel like the car was fast enough to get up there and lead? What was the early part of the race like for you?
Man, I was just trying to stay calm, keep the tires underneath it. This thing was extremely loose tonight, and it was really ripping up the right rear. So my goal at the beginning of the race was just to maintain position and kind of cruise there for a little while. I mean, it got a little racy and all that stuff, but that was kind of the plan from the beginning, is just to kind of take it easy and see where it all kind of fell out.
Well, then Michael McCarthy tries to slide up a little bit, was trying to maybe get a slider, maybe just was a little bit nervous on the control, slid up in front of you, y'all make contact. Race control decided the EOL was deserved, and so you went to the back. And you had to fight your way back up through there, which you did. I mean, you were making moves, you were being smart about it though, and you got up through the field. It almost sometimes helps to kind of get sent to the back because you kind of refocus, you kind of calm down, and you can actually save tires and move up through the field, which you did. And you got up there, you got all the way up to 3rd place, and then your teammate bounces off the wall, chases the car, just can't catch it, bounces off the wall. Then I don't know, did you see it coming? Did you see the barrels coming when you were trying to save that car?
Yeah. I 100% saw those barrels coming, and all I did was I might have closed my eyes. I don't know. I'm like, please don't hit the barrels. Please don't hit the barrels. Please don't hit the barrels. Ooh, I didn't hit the barrels.
Yeah, and you barely avoided it and
Yep.
made a little bit of contact with your teammate, and you had to come down and take the fast repair. But that was
Yeah.
honestly the best thing that could have happened because everybody behind you came down pit road and gave you that tire advantage for the end. Were you a little bit surprised by that? I know you were happy about it, but were you surprised?
I was surprised to see that many people come down pit road. I mean, tires were a big deal. We had, I don't know, 8 green flag laps on those tires, 9 green flag laps on those tires, and that's kind of a big deal. But with so few laps to go, I figured more guys would, take the gamble. So when I cycled back out and I was in fourth, and I saw only 3 guys stayed out on tires, I'm like, well, this ain't over yet.
Yeah. Well, and you're able to get up to that second position. Caution came back out, and I don't. I'm a little. I'm curious to see if you would have caught him before that caution came back out, but it doesn't matter now because you got right there next to him. And now Chance Taylor got a great restart. Couple restarts you struggled tonight. What was it? Just you being cautious, or did you just miss it on both restarts?
I just missed it on both restarts. I mean, it's hard for me to time it when I'm the guy on the outside and I'm not in
Yeah.
control. I can time it a lot better if I'm behind, the car that's launching or whatever. But being beside him, I mean, and he did a fantastic job in the restart zone. He never went at the same time, so it was a little hard to predict. And both times when I was kind of on the outside there and he was on the inside, yeah, I just missed it. And yeah, and then Chance got by as well, but. Luckily enough, I had enough tire in this car and enough ponies under the hood to gas her back up and get back around both of them.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic finish. Great drive. That's one of those you kind of have to go back and watch yourself. You got to go. I got to see this from the outside view because that is cool as hell. And so, man, congratulations on the win.
Yeah,
That was a lot of fun to watch. Definitely well deserved. You had to fight back through multiple issues.
yeah,
Even had a questionable, maybe entering closed pit situation.
yep.
But you're able to get the victory, get the win. That's two in a row. And we said, hey, yeah, you got the win finally last week. Got that one win. Now you set yourself apart as the only driver in the Hidden Wit Brewery Xfinity Series with 2 wins. So congratulations,
Yeah.
and the floor is yours, brother. Who you got to thank?
Yeah, well, one, my teammate Jake, man, he was bad fast tonight, and man, it seems some things catch up to him, and it just didn't go his way tonight. But on the long run, I mean, he was the car to beat. Yeah, the little scuffle with Mike McCarthy, man. I mean, sorry, not a whole lot I could do about that at whatsoever. But man, want to thank my sponsor, Hidden Wit Brewery, and the sponsor of the Xfinity Series. It is awesome to park the 07 in Victory Lane 2 weeks in a row for them. Too cool, man. And we spent a lot of time on Goat Talk last night too, as well, which is awesome. I appreciate you for putting that on, talking about a lot of the sponsors. I delivered a sim rig yesterday, talked a lot about the sponsors, but man, we couldn't do any of this without all of them, without Lincoln Tech and sponsoring the fall series, Cruising Classics and Nasties, the Veterans for Life Foundation, the Veterans for Life Racing, InVets that does everything on Sundays for us, and of course all the other sponsors like Jam that puts all our shirts and stuff together, and the Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs for the grant, and the awesome work you do, Eddie, not only here at V Speed, but with Go Talk and all the things you do within the league. Taylor Kitchen and the Bud the Yellow Line. I mean, she makes us look good as well. Did a Facebook reel for us today. Does a lot of our race recaps as well. The guys over at Maconi Entertainment that broadcast a couple of our series, and the guys at Nazareth 360. But man, it feels good to park this '07 in Victory Lane, but man, an adventurous race to say the least.
Yeah. Well, and Rusty Rafferty says it best in chat. Laps led one, and the one that mattered, Rabbit gets the win here tonight. Congratulations, Pat.
Thanks, brother.
All right, we'll get him out of here, and we will let's go over to our second place finisher, Stacy Holmes. Eddie in the booth, you got a copy.
Hey, gotcha.
Well, man, what a fantastic race that was. You seem to have maybe more fun than anybody running that top side all night long, and that machine was really, really fast. It looked like it was a lot of fun. Guys were sliding all over the place. These cars were loose, and I don't know. Are you the type of guy that loves a car that drives like that? I know I am.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It definitely didn't help in the long run. That slowed me down a good bit, especially that first run. I just ate up my tires running up there. But yeah, I mean, just when a car is a little bit looser like that, it's a little bit easier to run up there and keep your momentum up. So I thought that was better. But it felt like it started to move down the racetrack a little bit. So later in the day, moved down a little bit too.
Yeah, well, you had some great battles all night long. You were up front. You were in the top two pretty much the whole race, led majority of the race. Ellingson was able to get out to about 3.5 seconds in that first long run, but he had some troubles on pit road. You're able to regain the lead, and then right there at the end, it's a tough position to be in, right? Be in the lead, late race caution. Do I come down and take tires or not? Folks are going to just do the opposite of what you did, and that's exactly what happened. And you had the older tires you're gonna have to fight, and you did a great job, man. And we got through one restart, then had another, and Patrick was able to get you there at the end. Is there anything you could have done differently? You think to hold him off?
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely should have pitted the second last caution. I mean, that was really dumb not to do that, and I'm definitely just a driver, not a crew chief. So that lost the race for me by far. That's why those guys got to me, and really regretted not doing that. But it's okay. I mean, it happens. Still had a ton of fun and managed to get second, but I hated to see that caution come out with 10 or 8 to go, whenever it was, and we had a second lead there. So. But yeah, just that's probably the only thing I'd take back and probably save my tires a little bit more in the first part of the run.
Yeah, well, I mean, still an incredible race out of you. I mean, honestly, I bet you had the most fun out there, and you set the fastest lap by about I want to say about a tenth and a half, maybe a tenth and 3/4. So you were definitely out
Oh
there
yeah.
scooting on the top side and definitely having a lot of fun. So congratulations on your second place finish, man. Led a lot of laps. Just tires got you at the end, but still a fantastic drive. Who do you have to thank here tonight?
Yeah, just want to thank all the guys in Bandit Motorsports that helping me out and get me in here. Jamie Perkins, I've got to know him over the last couple weeks. Hidden Whip Brewery, let's see, uh, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, and Above the Yellow Line, iRacing, all that good stuff. So definitely be back sometime.
All right. Well, there you have it. Stacey Holmes, your second place finisher here tonight at Michigan. And pretty fantastic race for him up front pretty much the whole time. But let's get Chance Taylor in here. Third place finisher. Chance, man, you were up there. You had a lot of speed here tonight. Came up a little bit short, but a great finish. Had an opportunity there. Is there anything you could have done differently there at the end?
Man, I was getting loose coming out of 3 and 4, and I just couldn't figure out getting that run off. And other than that, man, it was a fun race. No complaints here at all. I've had a tough season, so I'm happy to be up there battling and racing clean with Pat. That was fun, and it was a good race.
Well, you had a scary moment.
I
You had some contact, and I thought you were headed down to that inside wall, but a fantastic save. And the caution comes out. I thought the caution was thrown for your
I
save.
did too.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, they threw that for caution, but you had actually another wreck going on way behind you that kind of saved you there.
It
And
did.
yeah, so a fantastic save. What was going through your mind whenever a car darted to the left and you were going down towards the inside wall?
Man, I didn't think I was gonna be able to save it, and I think it was who was that? Jake that was beside me during that
Yeah.
time. When me and him get together, and it's always fun battling with him. I know we didn't do it on purpose. I think we were 3 wide there, were we
Yeah.
not?
You were 3 wide. Yep.
So I was just getting pinched down a little bit, but I'm glad I saved it and thankful for that caution. I know that.
Yeah, man, it was fun to watch you race. It seemed like you were really good early on. Started to fall off maybe towards the middle or end of the run, but early on, especially on fresh tires, you seemed to be pretty dang quick. And I think you did exactly what you needed to do tonight. A win would have been good, but you were 20 points above the cutoff coming into this race, and so you just needed to have a good finish. You just needed to continue that trend, and you didn't get the win, but a third place is really good, putting you into a nice place going into Charlotte next week.
Mhm.
How good are you feeling about your chances? I mean, you got to feel pretty good at this
Oh, I do, and I love Charlotte. I'm from North Carolina, so that's kind of home track for me, and I think I can at least get a top 5 out of there.
point. Yeah, well, all right, man. Well, great finish here tonight. Chance Taylor comes home in a third, and it's always, man, who do you have to thank?
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank Veterans for Life Foundation, Goat Locker, Lincoln Tech, Hidden Wit Brewery, Cruising Classics, Nasty's Restaurant and Bar, Veterans for Life Foundation, InVets, Jam Printing and Promotions, McConey Setup Shop, V Speed, Nazareth 360, Indiana Department of Affairs, Alexander PCs, Sim Motion, Next Level Racing, iRacing, and Above the Yellow Line. And I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with me for Tuesday through Friday and Sunday now this year. So I appreciate her.
All right, well, there you have it. Chance Taylor, your third place finisher. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Holy cow. Well, if that don't tickle your fancy, I don't know what to tell you. That was a lot of fun. And this Xfinity series, man, puts on some really good show. The cars were definitely loose, but these guys are fantastic. They handled it. They made it work, and they put on a dang good finish. Doesn't get much better than that. So, want to thank all of our sponsors. Want to thank Hidden Wit Brewery for their sponsorship of this series, and then, of course, Lincoln Tech for the sponsorship of the entire fall series. Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs gave out or help fund Goat Locker's ability to give out the sim rig to John Houchin yesterday. So big shout out to them and all of the other sponsors out there. Could not do it without them. So I don't know. Well, congratulations to the viewer, because y'all got a great show, and that was awesome. Congratulations again to Patrick Drabick for that win, and we will see y'all on Friday for the Friday Night Truck Series here on V-Speed. Tomorrow night, the Wednesday night Cruising Classics Series will be on Baconi Entertainment, so go check it out over there. And Dazzler 360 on Thursday for the ARCA Series. Going to be a good one for sure. All right, y'all. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.